Okay, we are to begin part 2. So I'm going to take the color, the brush that has the color of my lightest light here, and use that because the background is not going to be a dark background. As a matter of fact, it's gonna suggest snow. So I guess the first area that I'm going to work in is, actually I see a spot that I have to put in before I can do the background. So let me get that on the brush, and it's right here. And you can see that I have a really loaded brush. And let me mix some background color and I will adjust what happened here if I need to. Okay, so yeah, I think that's about the color range that the value range that I want. I need to remember that I have my branch there. That will be put in a little bit more realistically when I start working on it. And I am coming along the edge here of the Chickadee. I'm actually putting pressure on the brush. Okay, I'm gonna, I guess you could say, let's go ahead and get in there. I very much work towards having my brushwork show. I happen to be very attracted when I'm looking at a painting. If I was to go to an art show, let's say, and I looked at a room full of paintings, I would be naturally prone to examine the ones with a lot of brushwork, because that's the way I like to paint. So I guess you could say when I was really young, and I'd say like around 14 or so, I wanted to paint like the Renaissance painters did. And that involves glazing. For anyone that's ever looked into painting that way, they painted with an elaborate drawing done first, and then they would build up glazes, almost like how watercolor is done with someone who paints in watercolor would say, oh yeah, that's how we do it. And anyone that's tried it knows what I'm talking about. You cannot lay down heavy color in watercolor and expect to have a beautiful translucent watercolor painting. It's not going to work. And this may not work, what I just did, but I'm doing it. Okay, I'm going to actually darken it right here. Get some of that green back. I don't care that I painted the support here. I've got a gazillion splotches of paint there. It doesn't mean anything. Oh, looky here, I got some chalk. Okay, I'm going to scratch that out. While I'm at it, nah, I think I'll leave that in. I was going to scratch this out too, but I think I'll leave that in. So I need to get more color mixed up. That's what the problem is. I don't have enough color on my brush when I'm dipping into it. So I'm mixing up some more color. And let's see. Again, I'm just using very few strokes here. I think I'm going to kind of move this in. Now what I'm doing, I have to be careful. This is what they call wet into wet. And you can get mud real quickly this way. So I'm trying to keep my brush clean. And when I say clean, I don't mean like I soaked them up and washed all the pigment out. No, I mean wiped like this, where I'm actually, you know, trying to grab color out of the brush. So I'm really applying pressure and grabbing color out of the brush. And now I will go into it with a lighter touch and try to make it blend. And once again, grabbing the color out. Okay. I'm going to leave that for now. And I probably will move now towards a warmer tone right here. You can see that it's not the same kind of color as far as warmth or cool. It is not a cool color. This is on the cool side. This color is on the warm side, but it is a grayed color. It is not something that I haven't mixed or that came out of the tube. It's something that I mixed to get there. Okay, this is just me fiddling around with the brushwork. Okay, I'm going to go back into a green, a little bit of red, and some of that blue, and come up with a cooler grayish tone. All right, well, I'm not real happy with what I did. I actually think that I probably made a mistake right here. I'm going to try to take some of that out. And that's okay. This is where years of painting helps you figure out what the problem is. And I'm going to go in here with my brush once again, kind of scratch out the paint that's in there. And I'm going to move more towards the blue, and I'm going to see how that looks. And I think that looks better. So I'm going to apply some blue here. And actually, I don't have to mix it on the palette either. I can mix it right in the painting. I have to be very careful what I'm doing here, because I'm going to lose the vibrancy of the color. And I want to keep the brushwork and the color. Okay, so I think this is going to be good for now. The next thing I want to work on before I get to the wings, because once again, the wings is where I really struggle. And I don't know why that's the case, but I've painted enough birds to know that that's where I struggle. So I'm going to try to work right now on the branch. We want the burr to feel like he's actually clinging onto the branch, not floating on it. So I'm going, and I also want the branch to be realistic. So I'm going to kind of make it a bit more twiggy looking. Actually, okay. Okay. You can see that I'm just drawing in the color or drawing down from the what I drew the branch in with. Now what I need to do is get it to look lighter. So I got the right color range or the right hue, but now what I want is the right value. Okay. It would make sense that this would be light there.